our strength coach, and as some of you know, maybe again the development group, you may not be that aware, Mark works with our 20 of our best or 20 who have signed up on Tuesdays and Thursdays down at Monarch Park in the strength room, and he and I work very carefully. As Mark says, strength comes, or the running comes first and strength after, so Mark's well aware. I give him an outline of all of our blocks of training, and then he just fits his strength training so that we're compatible and we're not clashing. So it works out really well, and I'm very thankful that he's here, and some of you can meet him. Maybe some of the kids will be working with him next year. We typically start with them in grade 10. But some of the grade 9s, who are physically strong enough to handle the thing, and it's not always lifting, right?
No, it's not always lifting.
Yeah.
We do a lot of dynamic warm-ups. I think some of the older guys and girls didn't like it because we did a lot of bar work last year, and I kind of took all that out. So it wasn't so much about getting a good workout or having a fun workout. It was more about getting the job done. So we do a lot of running drills. We talk about like doing your A skips, your B skips, and your C skips, and doing them a little bit different.
I have no idea what you're talking about. The kids do.
Sorry. So just the running drills and helping them to activate the proper muscles needed when they do it. So the idea is that they move better first, and that they're able to withstand training. Because you guys have all seen that Monarch Park track. It's 90-degree turn around every single corner, right? So that beats up on your hip. So what you want to do is you want to get stronger so you can withstand that beating and last a little bit longer when you run. So better recovery means you can train longer and harder, which means better. I was gonna say higher times, but better lower times as you progress, right?
That's great.
So
thanks, Mark.
Yeah.
And I know, for example, just pick up on that thought. At the end of last year, Michael had some issues with holding his form late in a race, and Mark and I made that a priority for him, and the rest is history in terms of how Michael's performing. And that's just one example. I mean, there are 20-odd kids in the group between the 3 sessions, and they all have shown improvement in one way or another. Thanks, Mark. The other one is Lisa Veloce. You might know her title from the old format, sports psychologists. Today they don't call themselves sports psychologists because they really aren't. They're not medical, they're not clinical. They go by, but they do perform the same function. They go by the title performance coach. And we hired Lisa this year, as some of you know from my email, to work with 8 athletes. She came recommended by a friend of mine, coaches at Speed River in Guelph. And we tried it with 8 athletes on a trial basis, and I'm in the midst of going around speaking to those 8, now 9, just to evaluate just exactly how it went, because it is a trial basis, and whether or not we'll rehire her or look for somebody else. So Lisa, though, and she speaks with me at least once every 10 days. My wife knows they're usually 45-minute conversations because it's a very clinical kind of thing. It's every athlete, 5-10 minutes, every athlete 5-10 minutes. What's going on lately, what I see, what she sees, what they're working on. It's a terrific program, and I'm really happy with it so far. But unfortunately, she's selling a house, and she can't be here today. She's in London, Ontario. So that's that. I want to go, let's deal with the news of the day first. Michael, Ali, you better come up here. We did our nominations for next year's co-captains, and that was on was that Monday at Monarch Park? And then just this morning at the workout, we did our vote. So we'll be announcing our co-captains for next year, replacing this lot. And but before we do, I thanked them on Monday in front of the athletes, but I think you should know how appreciative we are on the board, the coaching staff, Michael and Allison's efforts.
You can call me Allie.
Yeah. I just call her Allison when I'm pissed off. But they've brought to the captaincy some really interesting things. Who can forget the fruit salad relay? That was a wicked one. And then there was Twin Day. Thank God I wasn't skewered on that one. And then, of course, who can forget the speeches at the banquet? whoever is co-captain next year, we're putting a limit on the time that you can be on the podium leaning over like this and talking. Him. And yet to be seen, another innovation that they brought into the club and why they were hiding over there a moment ago. So on behalf of the club, the board of directors, all of their peers, their friends, the athletes, parents, I'd really like to thank them for a great job.